This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news this evening, the highly anticipated opening of Parliament taking place today in the nation's capital. With 5 newly elected members of Parliament from Grand Bahama, many residents traveled in support of the new Free National Movement's government and to hear firsthand the way forward for Grand Bahama and the Bahamas at large.
This is a time for the people. This is indeed the people's time.
A large crowd gathered in Rawson Square to witness the historic opening of Parliament. Amidst the pomp and pageantry, members of both the upper and lower chambers were present to hear the speech from the throne read by Governor General, Her Excellency Dame Marguerite Pindling, as she outlined the government's agenda. Among the plans for the country is the aggressive plan to restore Grand Bahama, particularly when it comes to the tourism sector.
My government will launch and rebound of the island of Grand Bahama. In accordance with the template of a master strategic plan designed for Grand Bahama. Accordingly, my government will establish a tourism signature identity in the marketplace for the island of Grand Bahama. My government will collaborate with strategic international partners to bring world-class tournaments and competitions to Grand Bahama.
The speech further outlined other plans for this island over the next 5 years.
My government realizes that a healthy and strong Grand Bahama economy is vital to the growth and the development of the entire Bahamas. Consequently, my government will establish an investment promotion board to promote Grand Bahama as a place for business and recreation. My government will repeal and replace the Grand Bahama Port Area Investment Incentives Act 2016 to ensure that all licensees receive equal treatment under the law. My government will focus on the development of Freeport as an offshore technology hub. My government will promote Grand Bahama as a primary location for the local and international film and television industries. My government will create incentives to establish a financial services center in Grand Bahama.
Another troubling issue the country faced in the past is youth unemployment. The Menace administration say that this is one area of major focus.
We will address youth unemployment in collaboration with stakeholders through the implications of specialized programs that will equip our youth with essential job-related skills and provide employment opportunities.
The plaguing issue of crime in the country was also a focal point.
Our steadfast resolve is to target the root causes of crime and implement modern crime-fighting strategies. My government is committed to collaborating and working with community partners, parents, educators, church leaders, youth leaders, social workers, and all relevant agencies of the government through neighborhood safety programs and community-based partners. The culture of violence in our communities will change.
The plan is also to ensure that parliamentarians are held to the highest standards.
Consequently, my government will enact and enforce anti-corruption legislation for all parliamentarians and public officers. My government will, with the consent of the electorate in a referendum, constitute an independent electoral commission and boundaries commission, introduce term limits for prime ministers, and introduce a system of recall for non-performing members of parliament.
Among other issues the government will address during this legislative session are education, healthcare, value-added tax, and the further development of the Family Islands. Well, today the island of Grand Bahama witnessed a situation which has only become synonymous with hurricanes, a massive interruption in this island's water supply. Well, tonight, utilities officials say a major malfunction at one of the company's water plants was to blame for a significant reduction in water supply. John Davis Roll explains.
The island of Grand Bahama, which boasts of having one of the most reliable and superior infrastructure in the country, faced a major challenge. On Wednesday morning was a rare occurrence, a massive shutdown of the island's water system. Officials of the Grand Bahama Water Company confirming that most communities, schools, and businesses were all adversely impacted by the abrupt interruption in the island's water supply. In an interview with ZNS News, Grand Bahama Utilities Engineering Manager Remington Wolshcombe gave an overview of the unfortunate situation which affected thousands of customers.
This morning we got a call letting us know that we're experiencing low pressure throughout the island. We quickly dispatched a crew to go and check all of the water plants where we identified a problem at one of the plants. We quickly dispatched a repair crew to go up there to conduct those repairs. The initial investigation now reveals, after the water subsided, that it was an old meter that was in place some time ago, right at the exit point of the plant, which is a lot of high pressure coming out. It blew off, and because of that blowing off, the water found a different exit point and started protruding through the pipe. I think the hole is about 2 inches now, which we discovered it could be possibly bigger.
Wolshcombe says because of the island-wide impact, he along with his team worked feverishly at the plant located over the bridge where the incident occurred to rectify the situation.
The entire island is it's about 11,000 plus. It could range from 5,000 to 8,000 customers. It's hard to determine because we have multiple plants also on the same system that is still in operation, sending water through the system. So you have some of those customers still receiving water, and you have some of them with just low pressure, and you have some without water, unfortunately.
I understand the impact was widespread. Tell me a bit about the calls that you've been getting and what assurance can you give at this time?
We have gotten some of the calls from like the government and the schools and so forth, because a lot of businesses and clinics can't operate without water, and we apologize for the inconvenience, but we are working as fast as we can to get it up and running.
Moving forward, Wolshcombe says this is the company's goal.
As soon as we determine exactly what was the cost, the first thing we would do is to check everything else and make sure that this won't happen again.
By midday Wednesday, the water restoration process had begun. Joan Davis Roll, ZNS Network News.
Now, according to Grand Bahama Port Authority Senior Manager of Group Corporate Affairs, Kimberly Miller, Grand Bahama Utilities was able to fully restore water supply island-wide by 1 p.m. today. Another advancement coming in the National Healthcare Initiative in the country, officials announcing that Bahamians and legal residents who have enrolled in the National Health Insurance Plan will now be able to access laboratory services as part of their primary care benefits. With NHI Bahamas, persons will no longer have to pay for certain lab tests, including some blood tests to check immune function, blood sugar, cholesterol, hormone levels, and other functions, as well as blood tests. Now, NHI officials say so far the response from healthcare providers have been positive. Project manager, Dr. Delon Brennan, is encouraging more providers to sign up for NHI Bahamas to ensure Bahamians have a variety of choices when selecting their primary care providers for a range of services. Well, police in Grand Bahama needs your assistance in locating 23-year-old Lavanda Michelle Roche Burrows of number 15 Spinney Road, Freeport, Grand Bahama. Burrows is wanted by the Drug Enforcement Unit for possession of dangerous drugs with the intent to supply. She is described as standing at 5 feet 6 inches in height, weighing between 150 to 175 pounds, medium built with a light brown complexion. Now, if you have any information regarding the location of Lavanda Burrows, you're asked to contact the Drug Enforcement Unit in Grand Bahama at telephone numbers 350-3125, 350-3121, or 911-919, or contact your nearest police station. Stay with us, there's more news right after this.